Hey y'all, this is Kim with Creative Escapades. Welcome to my channel and thank you for joining me today. Let's jump right into our video and see what we can create. I'm working on this 12-inch Birch Wood Round that I got from Lowe's, and it's a little bit thick, but I think just fine for what I'm going to be doing. I want to use the tin foil to add some texture, and of course you can see doing a dragon. I'm going to be using some black vinyl for the dragon, and then I'm also going to use some holographic vinyl to make moon behind the dragon, and this is going to be multiple layers of resin, and I want to make sure it has plenty of texture. I already prepared it by sealing it with some spray paint, and I'm just going to take this tin foil and crunch it up just to get it rumpled and have some texture, and then I'm going to cut it to fit around the blue part of the board. And here I'm just smoothing out where I had pulled it all up and made an indentation of where the edge of the board is, and just trying to find where I want to make that curve for inside. And the way I did that was I pulled the tinfoil down a little bit lower and one more time around the edge of the board, so it's a perfect fit. Then I'm going to use some Modge Podge and make sure that every bit of the tin foil has some Modge Podge on it, and then I'm going to lay that down onto the board and let it dry and adhere to be really secure on there, because when I put the resin on, I don't want to leave any place where it could possibly get under the tinfoil and the resin will to raise up whatever texture you're using. Apologize. Somewhere in cyberspace is the original pour that I did on this. All I did was actually use alcohol ink and 91% alcohol to color the board, and I used pinata inks in the orange, the yellow, passion purple, magenta, white, black, and Baja blue. And bottom portion where the tinfoil is, I made a mixture of the passion purple, the Baja blue, and just put it on there, and then used my heat gun. And then for the upper part, I used the yellow, magenta, orange, and I used a little bit of the white. So now I need to put the first coat of resin on here. And if you see to the left, dragon is, I also made some trees from the leftover crumpled up tin foil, and I'm going to put those on each side of the board. But this first coat of resin, I don't really worry about it going over the edges. I just want to make sure I got a good coating on top. And I'm using the magenta and the orange and the yellow white to blend in and make kind of a set looking type skyline. Then I decided that I needed some more trees, and so I just took some more tin foil, crumpled it up, and then cut them into the shape. If you see right along the base of the blue and black area, I took my stir stick and pulled it upward so it kind of looked like trees with fog in it. And I wanted to give it a little bit more texture, so I'm adding a couple more strips of aluminum foil that I have tinted with the alcohol inks, same colors that I used in the bottom part. I decided that the moon and the dragon were too big for this piece. I made some smaller ones, and I used diamond glaze to attach the tinfoil and Modge Podge on the moon to attach to the background. Then I'm going to put a layer of resin on, and then we'll come back after that is cured and add the dragon and the trees and do another top coat. So I also put some dragon clear glaze, it's by Deco Art, onto the dragon itself, and it just added such a great look to it. It shimmers with that blue and that green, and I think it really makes it stand out against the moon. So, and I want to go around the edges of the moon, milky yellow. So I'm going to mix some alcohol ink with some white to get that that glow effect coming off the moon in this layer of resin. And I apologize for going so fast, but this actually took me several days to do, and I had to trim it down so I could get it fit into this video. But I'm putting this layer of resin on, and I want to make sure that it is in every crack and crevice all around the aluminum foil that I've placed on this layer. So I used my hand to make sure it went in, and that there's no places that was not covered. I'm using my stick to just add the blue, purple, and black color to this layer. It's kind of streaming it in. I don't want to cover up anything that's below. And then I'm taking again, and this is what I did the first time in the first layer. I'm just using my stick and drawing the resin up, and then trying to give it a little bit of tree limb look to it, and darkening it up so it looks like there's some far away fog, and then a little bit closer up, and then the ones that I made out of tin foil will be in the foreground. So I'm just trying to make sure that it's blended in all the way around, and I'm loving the way it's looking. And up here I did Purple Passion, and I mixed it with just one drop of black and then one white, and to give it that nighttime kind of look eye, and I think it just blends in perfectly with the part of the lower part of the painting. And I'm making sure that it's in between those branches on the trees, and even a little bit over it, because these will actually be behind the two ones that will be in front of these. So I want to make sure that it all gets covered and has the design that I need for it to have before I put that dragon on. And then I'm going to let this cure. I'm also going to add just a little bit of white in there for wispy clouds, whatever. But I'm going to let this cure at this stage, and then I'll come back and add the and do another layer of resin. And I think after that I probably will need one more layer. But this is going to be a two-part video. Get this part done. Right now I'm just adding that glow. Used yellow and white in my resin alcohol, and now I'm just coming back and drawing back in those wispy clouds that go in front of the moon. I want to make sure that I get some of it down close to the tree. And then on this layer I am making sure that I have a glaze day light coat of resin around the edges. I don't want any running off, so I'm trying to make sure of that. And then I'm just heating it up a little bit to make sure that I don't have any bubbles. There's a little spot right there that I need to touch up. I'm just going to heat it up a little bit and then add a little bit more resin right there to take care of that spot. Then I'm going to let this cure, and we'll catch the rest of this in the next video, part 2. If you've enjoyed this, please click like and share. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, Please subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified when I do part 2 and other future videos. And I want to thank you for watching. Everything I used will be below the description box. If you have any comments or questions, leave them below in the comment section. And I want to thank you for joining me today and hope to see you in my next creative escapade. Bye-bye.